Hi dear all, I'm Dr. PLN. Welcome to my talk on thinking. Today's topic of thinking is about pronunciation, especially the pronunciation of weak forms and strong forms. What are these weak forms and strong forms? Yeah, words can be categorized into noun, pronoun, verb, all these things we know. Now, in relation to pronunciation, we need the differentiation between strong content words and grammatical words. What are the content words? Content words, the carriers of main meaning are called content words. For example, nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs are called content words. They carry main meaning. Apart from that, what are the other words? They are called grammatical words because they are useful in construction of sentences. So they are generally pronouns, prepositions, and other grammatical words like helping verbs and modal verbs. These are called grammatical words. Now, why do we need this distinction? This distinction is necessary to understand weak forms and strong forms here. The grammatical words, especially, they have both weak forms and strong forms. If you take a word, it has two variants or three variants. One is strong form, the other variants are weak forms. Generally, we are aware of strong forms. Many times we use in Indian context, each and every word is produced as a strong form, but it is not clear. In order to get rhythmic pronunciation of English, we need to understand weak forms of those strong forms. Now, for example, if I take a word OF, it is generally called of. That is strong form. If it is a weak form, it can become of. It can also become sometimes a. One of my friends, it is one of my friends. One of my friends, we can use it. One of. We can also, one of my friends, we can also use like that. It is, of is strong form and a and of are weak forms. Why do we need this? Actually, 95% of English speech requires weak forms rather than strong forms. When we use weak forms, we will get rhythmic patterns of English. Like, I'll give you some sentence here, you see, just observe it. Peter Spencer's weekends at the Spurs Club. Now, come again. Peter Spencer's weekends at the Spurs Club. What is it? What are the words here in this sentence? Peter spends his weekends at the Spurs Club. These are the words. In general context, Peter spends his weekends at the sports club. That is the general way of telling. Now, how is it coming in rhythmic pattern? You see, Peter spends his weekends at the sports club. Why is it coming so in rhythmic patterns of English? You see, you observe. I talked about weak forms. Weak forms are especially pronouns, prepositions, and grammatical words such as helping verbs and modal verbs. Now, observe. Look for them here in this particular sentence. Peter spends his. His is a pronoun. Now, his is a strong form. Now, what are the weak forms for it? Is. For his has a strong form and it has weak forms is. No, 8 silent now. Peter spends his. Now, you got it. You got me. Rather than Peter spends his, you can say Peter spends his. Now, come again. Weekends at the. Weekends at the. Now, you see, you observe for the words, grammatical words. What are the grammatical words here? Weekends is not a grammatical word. At is a grammatical preposition, grammatical word. The is also a determiner, is also a grammatical word. Now, what are the weak forms for these? At is, the weak forms for at is at. The weak form for the is the. The is strong form, the is weak form. Now, Peter spends his weekends at the, not at the sports club. Now you see, you just check it. Peter spends his weekends at the sports club. Peter spends his weekends at the sports club. You know, you observe all the weak forms. When we use weak forms, it will be according to the rhythmic pattern of English. Then you will get clear rhythmic pattern of English. Many words, grammatical words, especially pronouns, prepositions, modal verbs, helping verbs, all these have weak forms. So we need to master weak forms in order to get right pronunciation. So that's all for now. I hope you got information that is useful to you. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you again. Thank you.